Hey friends! Welcome back to Adequate Housewife. I'm Katherine, and today we are duping Kirklands again, but this time for Halloween. So come follow along with me. We're gonna make 5 Kirklands projects that are, I think, way better than the ones in Kirkland stores for a substantial, ridiculous, insane amount of money. Like, I can't even. So come along with me, let's do this and dive in right now. By the way, I can't wait to hear down in the comments below which of these projects is your favorite. When I saw this double toil and trouble sign, I was instantly in love. But this $45 price tag is not something that I'm interested in. So let's see if we can make our own for less. So I grabbed this fat quarter of black fabric by Waverly from Walmart craft section, and it was a little under $1, I think like 98 cents. And then I also grabbed this 3-pack of paint stir sticks from Walmart, which is also 98 cents. I'm just cutting off the ends of the stir sticks so that I have nice straight pieces of wood. And then I'm giving them a quick little sand to smooth away any rough edges. I did end up using all 3 of the paint stir sticks for this project and all of the fat quarter round. So I'm just marking off where I want my sign to go, and then I'm using one of the stir sticks to draw a straight edge to cut. I'm checking to see where I want my paint stir sticks before I cut out my vinyl, and then I'm created this file in Cricut. Of course, as always, the link will be down in the description so that you can get your own copy if you have a Cricut. If you don't, you could print this on regular paper and use the graphite pencil technique to trace it and then paint it. And then I'm just using freezer paper or parchment paper to protect my image and ironing it on the number 4 setting of my iron. Don't forget, when you're printing your vinyl, make sure you always put the glossy side down on your cutting mat and make sure you mirror your image so it'll come out right. I'm just measuring to make sure that everything is lined up where it needs to be. You'll see, again, I'm super cheap and I like to piece together my designs so that I don't waste any of my heat transfer vinyl when cutting out my project. I think this sign is going to be amazing. I stained my stir sticks and now I'm just going to hot glue them onto my fabric. And I'm sandwiching the top between 2 of the stir sticks and using a piece of jute from Dollar Tree as a hanger and just hot gluing it on there. And then on the bottom, I'm just going to use the 3rd stir stick to match the Kirkland's $45 sign. And that's it. There's the $45 Kirkland's. How do you think we did on ours? I think it looks amazing, and it came in at just $3. When I saw this Hocus Pocus Apothecary sign, I knew I had to make it. I love everything Hocus Pocus. So I had the husband cut me just a scrap piece of plywood, and then I had these square dowels from another project that I decided not to use. They're just from Lowe's. They were like $2 for 4 of them. And so I'm painting this scrap piece of plywood with black chalk paint, and then I'm going to let that dry really well before I apply my vinyl. I went ahead and stained the dowel rods with my favorite stain, which is the dark walnut Minwax. And this was really simple, fast, and easy. They take stain really well. I think they're poplar. And then I'm going to attach the dowel rods to my chalkboard sign with a little bit of hot glue, and we have an instant sign. Now, if you don't have power tools, if you don't have scrap wood, of course you could use foam board like I did in my fall market sign, which I'll link above. That's a really easy fix to instead of plywood. Or you can always buy pre-done project frame boards from craft stores like Michael's and Hobby Lobby. So this is my decal, and of course it will be linked below for you because I created it. And this is permanent vinyl Oracle 651 from Expressions Vinyl, and that's linked below as well. I always link everything that I use in my projects in the description so that you can have a really easy time finding what you need to recreate my tutorials. So I'm just putting the vinyl on. It did pull up some of the paint, which happens, so I had to go back in and touch up. You can't really see it on the video, but just go back in and touch up your sign a little bit. Oops, I missed part of the Y, so I'm just gonna put that down. And that's it. This was the easiest project, and I think it cost us $5 to make it. This project is the very best of all of the Kirkland's dupes that I've done. So this wreath was priced at $85 on Kirkland's, and we are gonna make it for less than $15. So I started off, I found these skulls and skeleton hands at Dollar Tree, and I just spray painted them rose gold. This is one of my very favorite spray paints. It makes such a glamorous transformation. And then I found this wreath form at Walmart for less than $5. I think it was like $4.68. And I'm just going to attach the skeleton hands that were $1 each and the skulls that were $1 each to the wreath form. You could also spray paint this wreath form black if you wanted to, but I decided to just throw it together really quickly. So I'm using my favorite glue sticks, Gorilla brand glue sticks. They work great on wood, plastic, fabric, you name it. Really strong hold. And then I also purchased 2 of these black rose bundles from Walmart, floral bundles, and they were 98 cents each. And I'm just hot gluing one in each of the spaces in between the skulls and the hands. I had 4 of these black roses in this set. So I purchased these black maple leaves on Amazon. It was a 2-pack for $15, and I needed a full garland for another Kirkland's Halloween dupe that I did. So I had some left over, and I used just a few of the leaves on this wreath to add a little bit something extra. So I'm just working them around the wreath, adding some hot glue and sticking them down in. I purchased a pack of these glitter branches from Dollar Tree to use in my amber glass vase, and I had a package left over, so I decided to place them around the wreath to add a little bit of dimension. The only thing I hate about these branches is they are so thick in glitter, it gets literally everywhere. Glitter for days, but I love the way this turned out. Just a little bit more maple leaf in. I decided I really liked how the branches added that dimension and the height to the wreath, so I'm putting bigger clumpings of the leaves around. And here I'm just taking my spray paint and I'm just really lightly spraying the tips of the roses and just willy-nilly to add some more rose gold to the wreath. And then I hot glue those around and we're done. I am so unbelievably impressed with this DIY Kirkland's dupe. I think it looks so much like the original. $85 versus less than $15 for our own skull rose gold, very glamorous Halloween wreath. I love it. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Hey, so y'all know I love throw pillows. I love to make throw pillows. So when I saw this pillow and it was $45 on Kirkland's, I knew we could make it for so much less. So I grabbed this yard of Waverly Off-White fabric and I'm just measuring out. I want this pillow to be as similar to their pillow as possible. And so I measured out 22 by 16. Their pillow is like 20 by 14. And when we do our edges, then that should give me a pillow about the same size as theirs. So I measured it all out, cut it, and then gave it a really good wash in the washing machine. And then I created my file. Of course, it's linked down below. And I'm just cutting it out and making sure not to waste any of my amazing vinyl. This black is the Cricut Smart Vinyl, which I like because you don't have to use a cutting mat. It has its flaws too, don't get me wrong, but I love that you don't have to use a cutting mat on it. So I'm just weeding out my design, and I will have to piece this together on my pillow because I didn't want to waste any vinyl. I'm cheap like that. I hate when things go to waste. And then the orange is the Caesar Easy Weed vinyl from Expressions Vinyl, and that's linked down below. I love all things Expressions Vinyl. Definitely check them out if you haven't already. The link is in the description. So I'm weeding out my Halloween. Again, I printed it this way because I'm cheap and I didn't want to waste any of the amazing vinyl. Do you do things like this, or do you print it all out just as one big design and not care about the vinyl waste? Let me know. One thing I forgot to mention, make sure if you're ever using heat transfer vinyl that you always mirror your image on your Cricut before you print. Mirror your image glossy side down. This is one of the biggest mistakes that newbies make, is getting these steps wrong. So glossy side down, mirror your image. So I'm just getting it all laid out onto my fabric the way that I like. I'm not measuring, I'm just eyeballing it. I was looking at the picture of the Kirkland's pillow as well to kind of see how they laid it out, and then I am just ironing it on. I set my iron to the number 4 setting, and then I do it for about 10 seconds. Then I'm going to turn my pillow so it's facing inside out and just hot glue with my Gorilla Glue, which I love, down the sides, leaving a gap so that I can turn it right side out again. Once it's right side out, I'm going to fill it with my filling. Pro tip, okay, are you ready for it? Take notes. I purchase bed pillows from Walmart. The cheapest one that you can find is a standard size pillow size, and it is $2.97. Sometimes they don't have those, and you have to get the $3.97 one. But this is way cheaper than using or buying polyfill from the craft store. Way cheaper. So, and then I decided to get those lines, that same look, that I use a little bit of ribbon. So I just picked this up at Hobby Lobby. But I'm just hot gluing the ribbon stripes down the bottom of the pillow. I decided not to do it at the top, and I was done. I think this Kirkland's dupe turned out really well. What do you think? $45 price tag, on sale for $33. We made this for under $2. You cannot beat that. This maple candy corn wreath is so beautiful, but with a price tag like $65, there's just absolutely no way. So I found this wreath mold on Walmart's website. They also have it in stores. It's $5. I do all my Walmart grocery delivery, so I almost only shop on their website. So it's $5, and then I purchased a 2-pack of these black maple leaf garlands from Amazon, and it was $15 for a 2-pack. And I needed almost an entire garland for this project. So we're talking about $7.50 for the garland, $5 for the wreath mold. We're at $12.50, not too shabby. And this was so easy to put together. So I'm just cutting off sections of the garland and hot gluing it to my wreath. Could not be simpler. And then I picked up this candy corn necklace from Joann's when it was 50% off. So it ended up being like $2 for the necklace. And I'm just going to cut it apart. And I have these floral picks from Dollar Tree from last year. They do still have similar ones of the berry picks as well, but I thought they looked very candy corn-esque. And so I'm just cut them apart and I'm gluing them around the wreath in no particular fashion, just wherever I thought it looked good. And then I also had this pick from Hobby Lobby from last year that I never used, so I stuck that in there as well. I'm sure you can still get candy corn picks. And then I just cut up the necklace and I glued it wherever I thought it looked good. No really rhyme or reason, just different pieces, sometimes 3, sometimes 2, sometimes just a single candy corn, just all over the wreath. This project, I'm telling you, was so fast and simple to put together, and it looks like a $65 wreath. A little bit more expensive than the other Kirkland's Dupes wreath that I put together, but still a phenomenal DIY. What do you think? Hey y'all, I hope you loved watching this video. I loved making all of these projects. It is so much fun to recreate Kirkland's goods to save a ton of money. So go over here and hit subscribe. Go ahead, watch the next video too, and I will see you soon.